I have a question for you. Do you love your pets? Do you love your dog? Well, I know I do. And today I'll be covering a very unfortunate topic, which is animal abuse. Now, why have I decided to cover this topic? That is because I feel like animal abuse is a very big problem within the US. I feel like there's been a lot of cases where people have reported seeing animal abuse, and it's just way too much. Why am I so passionate about this topic, you may ask? Well, I really like animals. As you can see, I have a pet dog, and I've had many cats throughout my life and many other dogs, and I really do like animals, and I think it's really unfortunate how some people have the cruel mindset to abuse them. And that is because I feel like animals don't have a voice, they can't control their emotions, they can't control their instincts, and for them to be getting abused because they might act a certain way is not correct and it's not right. Therefore, today I will be covering that topic. Firstly, I'd like to address what usually prompts animal abuse. Now, as I'm sure all the dog owners and animal owners, but especially the dog owners, are aware that our pets sometimes make us kind of mad. Now, of course, this is absolutely no excuse to abuse them in any way, but I'm sure we've all gotten mad at our pets before. An example being, imagine you're sleeping and it's like 3 a.m. and then you just hear your dog whining and you wake up, but you don't open your eyes because you know what's going on. And you just hope that your dog will stop whining, but you know that eventually you're just gonna have to let your dog out to go and pee, whatever. And that could upset you a lot. I've been there many times, but another example could be you're just relaxing somewhere in your house or you're playing video games and then your dog just starts barking at another dog outside and you just get really mad at your dog. Um, of course, we've all been there, I've been there, but of course, that is never an excuse to do anything bad to your animals because the reality is that they don't do things that annoy us out of their like bad intentions. They do these things out of their instincts because animals don't have the sense of morality that humans have. They don't have the sense of right versus wrong. They just do everything based off their instincts. And sometimes, though their instincts may be wrong, it's still not a wrongful act because they're doing it based off their instincts. So, for example, say that someone's dog is just outside and they attack someone else or another human or whatever. The reason why they do that is not because they're evil and they want to harm the person. They do it because they feel threatened, they feel their house being threatened, or the person they're accompanying being threatened. So animals always tend to do stuff out of their own instinct. Therefore, that brings me to my point that no animal deserves to be punished in a cruel way, which is often physical. A lot of cases of animal abuse are often physical, with owners hitting their dogs, kicking their dogs. Sometimes, in very extreme cases, I've seen on the internet where some owners would lock their dogs up in their cars, in hot cars, which is actually legal, or they would lock them up in their houses without food or water for days, or they would have them living in very poor conditions. So those are all very unfortunate things that dogs have to go through on a daily basis. There's probably a ton of dogs that are going through such harsh conditions as we speak, which to me personally is heartbreaking because I love dogs and I love animals. And for me to know that they're going through that and we can't really do anything about it breaks my heart, which is why I want to bring attention to this issue because I feel like it's not something that gets as much coverage by the media as it should get because it's such a big problem. And now, as I've mentioned, there are those extreme cases of animal cruelty where happen all the time and every day, but there are more common ones which you can prevent because a lot of the times, a lot of people don't understand that they can stop some of their habits and maybe treat their animals a bit better because hitting your dogs is not a way of discipline, in my opinion. So some people could argue that's a form of animal abuse. So I suggest if any of you do, or if you know anyone who hits their dogs for any reason, I suggest that you or anyone else stops. There are other forms of animal abuse that some people may consider animal abuse, which are seen every day, which is sometimes yelling or not feeding or not giving your dog water, which is also a very bad way of disciplining your dog because it doesn't teach him anything. There's other ways you can teach your dog which are more effective. Therefore, so what are some things we can solve this is we can bring more awareness to the issue and we can bring most of the people who abuse animals to justice, and or we could stop our own actions by
being better dog owners?
So, in order to wrap things up, essentially what I've been saying is that we should take better care of our pets. And in general, we should encourage other people to take better care of their pets because they are truly wonderful creatures that don't deserve a lot of the things that come their way. And I just think it's really unfortunate that a lot of them have to go through the things that they have to go through, given that they're such innocent creatures. So, my main message is love your pets and treat them better.